Welcome to the I Can't Do This podcast. I am your host, Aaron Davis, and today we're talking about Juco baseball, going to Juco in general, just my Juco experiences. If you don't know, I'm a sixth year at an NAI in New Orleans called Loyola playing baseball, and I'm talking about my life experiences, just what's going on in my life, what's going on in the past, what's going on in the future. And today is Juco Day. Uh, and if you don't know, JUCO is just another world. It's just a different experience from 4 year colleges to junior colleges, 2 years. It's insane. Big schools and small schools that are 4 years are immensely different from junior colleges. It's a different mindset, it's a different atmosphere. And I unknowingly went to one of the best junior colleges in Texas for baseball. And because of that, I had a lot of experiences there that I could tell everybody else. First of all, the coaching from back then than what it is now at a 4 year, it's different. It's weird because at a junior college, it's you want to play your best so you can transfer to a 4 year school. It's no one's really worried about winning the JUCO World Series. Yes, everyone wants to win, but they're just trying to play each game for themselves. Oh, what did I hit this game? Trying to get either drafted or going to a big D1 school. That's the mindset in a junior college. Whereas in a 4 year school, you know you're gonna be at this 4 year school for all your 4 years unless you choose to transfer. Obviously, you want to play good as an individual, but it's more of a team mindset, as in we want to win the World Series this year, or the state, or the basketball championship, or whatever sport it is. But it's more team oriented in 4 year schools. You want to win that last game. You want to get a ring. No one's worried about a ring in junior college. It's where are the scouts and how can I get out of this junior college? And I think that's what a lot of people miss when they go junior. I didn't know anything about JUCOs when I went JUCO. I just went. It was just what God sent me. God sent me to JUCO, so I went to a JUCO. Uh, so I had no idea how JUCOs were going to work. I had no idea what was going to happen when I went to the JUCO or what was going on when I was there. So I was confused and I was young. I graduated high school at 17. I went into my freshman year of college at a junior college at 17. Um, and I didn't want anyone to know this. I wasn't planning on telling anyone. I was only gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I'm 17. I'm 17." Because I got made fun of a lot in high school, and because I was the always youngest person in the class, like, holy crap, like you're young, you're young, you're young. So I was like, no one's gonna know who I am when I go to a new school, new junior college. No one's gonna know who I am. So I'm not gonna tell anyone unless if it comes up, obviously I'm gonna be like, I'm not gonna lie about my age, but I wasn't gonna obviously bring up, oh, I'm 17, I'm 17. So that was one thing that I was taken to the grave when I got to my junior college. And when I first got there, we met. I moved into the dorms. I couldn't sign any papers by myself because I wasn't 18 yet, so my mom had to sign all the papers. Uh, but no one really noticed. No one really noticed that part yet. Really, it was the first weekend I was in junior college. There was a party, and obviously I'm gonna go to the party to meet people because I didn't know anyone in this small town in Texas. I didn't know anyone, so it was a party at an apartment. And I went to the apartment. Okay, there's a lot of people there, and it was just beginning of the year party, so everyone can meet. So everyone can meet everybody. So I get to the party. I don't know. I don't really know anyone except for my roommate, and we're cooling or whatever. But I get to the party, and everyone is drinking. I've never taken a shot in my life. I've never taken a drink in my life at this point in time. And people were offering whatever, whatever, and I wasn't comfortable drinking yet. So I didn't drink. So during that party, I'm meeting people. People are like, "Oh, what's up? What's up? What's up?" And another fear of mine, not really a fear. No, it's a fear. I can't stand small talk. When small talk happens, I don't know what to say. Like, what do I talk about? Oh, hi, how you doing? What's your name? What's mine? Where you from? Da, 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 da. Like, I don't understand where the conversation goes, and it always ends off awkwardly. So I hate small talk. I hate meeting people is literally one of my biggest pet peeves. I can't stand it. But anyway, so I was really people watching the entire time, just trying to figure out where I was at, my surroundings, all that. And closer towards the end of the party, there's a knock. It was at an apartment, and there was a knock on the door, and one of the guys went up over there to the door, opened the door, and it was a cop, right? And instead of letting the cop in, he closed the door immediately and turned around and started walking away. He didn't even tell anyone it was the cops. He just opened it, closed it immediately, started walking away. He had a drink in his hand. But as soon as he closed the door, the cops knocked down kicked down the door and broke the lock that was on it. And everyone started running. Everyone started running out the back door. Everyone started jumping out windows. It was insane. And I was running out the back, and I stopped, and I thought to myself, I was like, I'm not even drinking, so why would I run? Like, there's literally no reason for me to run. So I stayed. I was one of the people that stayed, and there was probably a good 20 or 20, 25 people that stayed in the living room when the cops came. And the cops, they were like, we got a noise complaint. What's going on? It's a college party. Y'all drinking. How old are y'all? Boom, 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 boom. Um, and everyone's like, "Oh, we're good. Like, I'm sorry for the noise. Like, we'll make the noise go down. Whatever, whatever." But no one's like underage here. Everyone's over 18, which I wasn't. Was 17, but I didn't say anything. I was like, "Okay, cool. We're all over 18." And then the cop goes around and he starts asking for everyone's IDs. And he was literally asking, "What's your ID? Let me see your ID." And I was getting nervous at this point. I was like, he's gonna get to my ID and I'm gonna get arrested for even being here. And I didn't know it. My hands were sweating. I was freaking out. I had no idea what was happening, right? So he goes, "What's your ID? What's your ID? Okay, 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 okay." And I know everyone's here is not 21, but I guess he's just trying to make sure that everyone's over 18. And he gets to mine, and he looks at mine, and he looks at me, and he looks back at mine, and he says, "You're 17?" Like out loud. He goes, "You're 17?" And I was like, "Oh no!" Like everyone started laughing. Everyone started gasping, like, "Oh my gosh, what?" And he was like, "Dude, what are you even doing here? Like, why are you a 17-year-old at a party like this?" And I was like, "I go to the school. Like, I go here. I was just meeting everyone, and I didn't tell anyone that I was 17 coming here." So he was like, "All right, since we have this 17, this youngster, this minor here, we're gonna have to give you out citations and all this and all that and all that." So the apartment owner went up to the cop and was like, "Let me talk to you outside." And apparently he talked to him and was like, "Dude, like, I'm sorry, like, we won't do this again, whatever. And I'll get it sorted out. And I'll send everybody home, whatever, whatever." He ended up not giving anyone a ticket, which was insane. He just let everyone go home. But on the first weekend of my stay in junior college, everyone found out that I was 17. Of course they did, because why wouldn't they? And it was a huge thing for the rest of the freaking time that I was at this school, because they were just like, "Oh, you're 17." Like, I couldn't do anything. They would go to the casinos. Couldn't go to the casino. I could even like even if I didn't want to gamble, I couldn't. I don't, they wouldn't let me in the casino anyway, because I had to go to like the arcade bowling place that wasn't a part of the casino. On the other side of the casino was the actual gambling part. I couldn't even walk around the gambling part because they were like, "You're not 18." So my first semester in junior college, I didn't get to do. I just sat in my room because everyone always went out and went to go do stuff, and I couldn't do anything. So yeah, that was my first week in Juco, and I met a lot of people, and I think it would have went a lot better if I was 18 or if I was older or whatever. But I wasn't expecting that to happen my first weekend at junior college. But my JUCO experience was crazy because the people I played with were just they were so good. I didn't realize how good people would be in junior college. When I was in high school, I thought junior college was like, "Oh, people go to junior college because they're not good enough to go D1." That's not necessarily the truth, because at good junior college schools, people are better than D1 schools. People get drafted out of JUCOs all the time, and that's the one thing that shocked me. I was like, I'm around people that are so good, and we had alumni games every single year, and the alumni that would come back, they would be like, "Oh yeah, I'm a pitcher for the Astros. Oh yeah, I'm a first baseman for the Yankees. I'm in the Tigers organization," and it was just so surreal to me that the level of play that I was in, and knowing that I really wasn't good enough to be there. Really, like truthfully, I wasn't really good enough to play in where I was, which ended up catching up to me later on. But it was good. It was good to know what it was like to be around good players, and it was good to know what it was like, what it meant to be a good baseball player. Because everyone's like, "Oh, I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the best," and they get to college. Well, when you get to a college, the starting everyone on a team was their best on their high school team, right? So if you're the best player in your high school team, you get to college, and now everyone on that team was the best on their high school team, and the competition is just insane. And I did not adjust to that well at all. Um, I didn't really have that many like high level baseball experiences in my life at this point, so I didn't really know what was going on. And as a batter going against a pitcher that's really good and I don't know what I'm doing, it's insane. So I remember one at bat, one time I was hitting against a really good pitcher, and he threw a slider, and it started inside, and then it went outside out of the strike zone. It started inside in the strike zone, and then it went outside out of the strike zone. Okay, it was the first pitch of the at bat, and when it came, the ball was moving a little bit too fast for me, and I didn't even try to swing. I thought it was gonna be a strike. I didn't even try to swing. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll take strike one, right? And then the ball, it was a slider, so it started in the strike zone, then went out of the strike zone. It went out of the strike zone for a ball. I didn't swing, and I didn't even like attempt to swing at this ball because it was moving around too much. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, yo, I have no idea what that ball was even like doing in the first place. Like, how do people even hit that? And I'm sure everyone else thought, oh my gosh, like he's good because he just took a ball that was like insane, but I just had no idea what I was doing. And I knew at that point I was like, yo, I might be screwed because these pitchers are in like the level. It was just crazy. Anyway, so I played center field, and I remember one time I got yelled at because in center field, when they hit the ball and it goes in the air, there's a thing called the sun in the sky. And when the sun's in my eyes, I can't see the baseball, and I didn't catch it. Okay, and I let this ball drop. I didn't. I tried to catch it, but when I put my glove up to catch it, I just couldn't see the baseball, and it just ended up falling. It's not like I just completely missed it. I just didn't know where the ball was. So I come in after the inning was over. I come in, and the coach comes up to me, and he says, "Davis, why did you miss that ball?" And I was like, "Oh, I couldn't see it because of the sun." I was nonchalant about it too. I was like, "Oh, I couldn't see it because of the sun." And he looks at me. He goes, "So if you're playing for the Rangers, you're just not gonna catch the ball?" And I was like, "Well, if the sun's in my eyes, I don't know how I'm gonna catch it." I wasn't trying to be disrespectful or anything, but I was just saying, I was like, if the sun's in my eyes, how am I supposed to catch it? And he said, the sun's been there for 5 million years. You have to catch the baseball. And after that, I was like, yo, this is crazy. Because how do you catch it? I didn't understand that. And after that, I got benched. And I didn't really play much um, after that either. So, you know, my junior college experience was very, very interesting, to say the least. But we also got to do a lot of fun things too. We got to play against the Texas Rangers AAA team. So if you don't know anything about baseball, when you get drafted to play for a team, you have to go through the minor leagues, and it's single A, double A, triple A, then the major leagues. And the major leagues is where you see on TV. And there's these 3 levels in between. And out of Juco, we got to play against the freaking triple A team for the Texas Rangers. And this was crazy. It was a crazy experience. We got to play at one of the nicest baseball parks I ever played at. I mean, I didn't get to play that game. I didn't start that game, whatever. But it was crazy to look at because the people on the other team, it was just looking at them and looking at us, it was night and day. They were huge. Me looking at them, it's like, dog, like what? I'm 6 foot, 160 pounds. It doesn't matter how tall any of them were. They could be. There was one guy that was like 5'8", but he had muscle on him, and he was like, I don't know, like 180 maybe. I don't know. But they were all just huge, and everything about them was nonchalant. Like they would throw a ball, and it was the hardest ball I ever seen thrown. Right. And that's the one thing about it too, because when we were warming up against them, we see they're warming up on the mound, their pitchers warming up on the mound, and they have a radar and on the scoreboard about how hard they're throwing. And this guy goes up there and he's warming up and he's throwing like 86, 87, 85. And I was like, we actually might be able to win this because dude, bro's throwing 85 miles per hour. There's no way we can't hit 85 miles per hour. 85 miles per hour in the minor leagues is the same 85 miles per hour I see in high school. So I was like, we got this. We can win. But he was holding back. He was holding back. First pitch of the game, he threw 96. He went from 85 to 96 miles per hour. And me, I've never seen a 96 miles per hour ball before. And I was like, holy crap, how is anyone going to hit this baseball? And I was the only one surprised. Everyone else was just like, oh, he comes back to the dugout. He goes, oh, it's 96. Like, it's fine. It just hit the ball, right? And it's just the mindset of, oh, it's just 96. Like, it's fine. To me going like, holy crap, I've never seen a 96 miles per hour baseball before was insane. And we ended up, we lost. Well, we should have lost anyways, the junior college versus the Texas Rangers. But we lost. It was only like 4-1 though. We scored a run, and it was only like it wasn't a close game. It wasn't a blowout like I thought it was gonna be. We actually competed into a close lose to a 4-1 against a minor league, one of the best minor leagues in the program, and it's just like I was just so dumbfounded back then. I just did not understand any of it. I did not. I was like, how are y'all even doing this? And it just shows like how good people were. We played against a junior college called Sandjack, and Sandjack had this guy named Rutledge. I don't know his first name, but his name was Rutledge, and he was one of the hardest throwing people in junior college, right? He would sit 101 miles per hour. He sat 101 miles per hour this entire game that we played them. He ended up getting drafted back then, but when we played them, we absolutely blew them out. There was one guy on our team that had a grand slam off of him when he's throwing 101 miles per hour. And when I just see that as a 17-year-old, it's like, how are people even doing this? Like, it's hard for me to catch up to 90 miles per hour. How are people hitting 100 miles per hour? Like, how are people doing that? And a lot of it was just, oh, I see it every day. Like, if you see it every day, 100 miles per hour looks like 90, and 90 looks like 80, and so forth and so on. And that's why a lot of games are played in baseball. Because, so baseball, there's 160 games played a year in Major League Baseball. In junior college, we played 120. We play 60 in the fall and then 60 in the spring. And Major League is 160 games. You play every day, you get like 1 day off a month. That's basically what it is. And it's the only sport that has a minor leagues too. When you get drafted into basketball, you go straight to the court and play with Steph Curry or LeBron or whatever. You get drafted in football, you go straight to the field. You play with Dak Prescott or you play with Mahomes. You're all on the field with them already. When you get drafted for baseball, it's like you have to go through a series of steps, the minor leagues, because you have to play every day to get used to major league pitching. And it's crazy that you can't go from best college program. I say LSU. LSU won the championship last year. You can't go from starting on LSU, getting drafted on LSU, and playing straight on a major league team. You have to go through the minor leagues. You have to go through level A, single A, double A, triple A, major leagues. It takes years to get used to that. And I barely had any experience in high school trying to hit 100 miles per hour in junior college. I was like, holy crap. And it was crazy. It was just insane to me because everyone that started at my junior college, they went D1 or got drafted. Like, that's what it was. You either went D1 or you got drafted if you started, right? And we had scouts at our practices. Every single day we would inter squad. There was at least one pro scout there, or at least one big D1 scout there, or a pro scout, whatever. But we had scouts watching us practice, and it was just an environment that I've never been in before, and I never thought I would be in or have the opportunity to play in front of these other people or in front of scouts or whatever. And I ended up talking to a scout. It was a Red Sox, and he told me that he would pick me up. He could, well, I wouldn't say he would, but if I could hit consistently, then there would be a chance for me to get picked up to play pro ball. And that was because of how fast I am, because I run a 6'3", 60, and that is unheard of. No one runs 6'3", 60s. So I run 6'3", 60s. Like, dude, if you can just consistently hit the baseball, like, that's easy freaking money. And when I heard that, I was like, let's give me the money now, because there's no way I don't hit consistently and not get drafted. If that's all I have to do is hit consistently and not get drafted, then I'm getting, like, there's no way I do not get drafted. When I tell you I haven't been drafted in the last 6 years of playing college baseball, hitting consistently is so hard for me. I don't understand. But this is my last year in college, and I still got one more year. This is my last semester. And I'm not going through this semester talking about I should get drafted, blah, 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 blah. It's just like, I'm going to do my best, and if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I know these past few years, I've been like, oh my gosh, I suck. Why haven't I accomplished these things that everyone else wants to accomplish for me? And it's like, I'm just having fun at this point. I'm still working hard, obviously. I'm still trying to be my best, but I'm not really worried about what's going to happen after the fact. I'm just like, I'm here now. I'm going to try to do what I do, and we're just going to see what happens, because I've been in school for 6 years. There's no way I'm worried about any of that right now, honestly. But if it happens, then awesome. But if it doesn't, then, it is what it is. I just move on with my life. But junior college is something insane. And, oh, man, I have a lot more stories to tell, and we will get to those in other episodes. But if you enjoyed this one, share, like, subscribe, comment the Jucos you went to. Leave some questions if you want. If you have any questions, I'll answer them in the next episode. Yeah, but I want to know y'all experiences too. If you have any experiences with anything athletic related, it could be anything, any sport, whatever. Just leave them down in the comment section, and I'll read them, and might talk about it in the next episode. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks.